It was the first map in Quake Champions that we really had access to, so there's been plenty of time for players to grind it. But the qualification match does begin. We'll see who can take this one.
Interestingly though, both players starting off with Nyx now. Normally we've seen players go straight to Sorlag as their first champion.
I wonder if they actually read each other there. I wonder if they both actually maybe expected another pick and therefore they changed that initial champion, but we may never know. But oh, nice rail. Good catch from Raisy. I like the fact he went into Ghost Walk, almost just in case. But he's going to get some good damage.
Also, though, the ability to hit those rails, especially if it's like Nyx versus Nyx, where she is. Oh, Lord, that rocket immediately off the bat. Sweet midair. But against Nia, when you're fighting that sort of Nyx versus Nyx, she doesn't have a lot of health to start off with, especially early in the game where you're not going to be fully stacked necessarily. Hitting those rails and those direct rockets is crucial for just taking her down immediately. But Raisy has yet to basically miss a shot. Yeah, so for the one that he literally just missed there, but still has been getting so much damage on the table already.
This weapon management's been superb, that's for sure, knowing what weapon to go for at the right time early on, catching that rail and knowing that a direct rocket would have killed in that circumstance. Dedicating to the rocket, but because he's got the Ghost Walk, he is able to somewhat save himself. Oh, dedicated to the rail! Until the bitter end, really, I think, in that situation, but Av3k, good awareness there to just finish that one off.
It was a costly miss on that rail, though. That was one of those situations that if Raisy landed it, he'd be currently up 2 champions, but he missed. Av3k made him pay the price, and now they are currently evened out again. They're still back to the Sorlag versus Sorlag. I think that he's got that rocket launcher and lightning gun already stocked, so he has a lot of damage potential to go in. Obviously, he still has that acid spit too.
Oh, the acid spit's what's going to put a big old fat exclamation point on top of the damage that Sorlag's already going to do with these two weapons.
Oh, has jumped down without any armor though. Raisy put himself in a bit of a bad situation here. Is he still going to get it? No. Av3k's going to take him out. That was a bit of a questionable decision from Raisy to jump down without any armor, knowing that Av3k was there waiting for him to fight. Unless Raisy may have just assumed that the heavy armor was going to be there, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Well, could have potentially assumed it a little bit earlier, but he may not even have time to think about it too much. They're going to trade it out, and it's going to be a mirror once more to Anarchy's. But fresh off the spawn, Raisy's just popped his injection. Yes, he's getting a little bit of health back now and he's going to get mega, but that injection's going to be gone for quite a while. And Av3k, he'll know that.
It was crucial for Raisy to get that return frag, but hang on, fighting immediately. Wow, Av3k. Don't think he was quite ready for Raisy to be there and then just taking himself out. I actually think that was really well played from Raisy there, because Raisy did make a couple of mistakes, but he was able to immediately, I suppose, play off those, right? As soon as he had that new champion, just respawn, find the fight as early as possible, make sure you have the weapon to do so. Actually, I suppose he went straight for lightning gun both times, and then just force the fight as early as possible. And that's actually something we saw from Raisy a lot at the Quake World Championships, was that aggression, that willingness to just commit to a fight and look for a fight in situations that most players might be trying to avoid one.
It's just that aggressive play. It's been so prominent in this game so far. But the difference here being that we have Sorlag first and then Nyx. It's not going to be a complete mirror match just yet.
Still though, Raisy has a lot of weapons at the moment, but doesn't have an LG or a rocket. Rail is probably his best bet of long-range damage, but still, just look at this heavy armor. That's going to be good. Being that fully stacked Sorlag, we know how dangerous she's going to be now.
Well, I've said it many times before. Oh, accidentally fumbles the nail jump, so he's not going to be able to get rail.
But like, is he crouching on landing, so he's not giving away where he is, even though he messed up the jump.
Well, obviously he's already got the rail, but he's going to be one shot short because of that one.
But it's just that extra layer of being careful, right? Making sure you're not being too obvious as to where you are. Sound playing such an important part in. You see Raisy listening out, trying to find where Av3k is right now, but you can see, fortunately, Av3k nowhere near, but the heavy armor going to get controlled as well. Probably going to be the mega health coming up in a few seconds. Is Av3k going to go for it, or is Raisy going to head there? Maybe try to catch him off. Oh, a little bit of damage coming out.
That was pretty good from Av3k, actually. I wonder if he expected Raisy to push for that mega. Because, you know, when he went down near that rocket launcher, I don't think Raisy was actually prepared for Av3k to be in that location at all. Oh, he's chasing it down. Yep, forcing the Ghost Walk, but he's still right near it. Can totally get this frag.
He misses the rail. Is he going to commit to it anyway? No, the acid
comes through. He puts a foot in the acid spit. That is very, very unfortunate.
I know, that is a shame for Av3k. Literally dipped a toe in the acid, and that alone is going to do that damage over time, starting to tick down. That's put Av3k in a really bad situation for now. Hang on, no! Av3k is going to force the fight straight away. He did actually the exact same thing that Raisy did to him. He just did to Raisy. He respawned, went straight for the LG, and looked for the fight as soon as he could.
I mean, if you're fresh off respawn as Anarchy and you've got your injection, you've spawned right near an LG, and you're going to know the opponent's weak enough to go down in the fight, why not commit to that? And really, the proof's in the pudding there. They managed to trade things out 1-1. Good decision.
Actually, both players have been doing a great job of sort of just getting a lid on things before they sort of snowball out. And that really is the word, snowball. Neither player has been able to build a serious amount of momentum, because as soon as they make a mistake, they are right there immediately trying to do the right thing to bring things back to an even playing field. And that's kind of already happened time after time.
It's not the first time Raisy's kind of fumbled one of those trick jumps near that bridge to rail.
he's yet to be punished for it, but still, you know, all it takes is that one bad time for Av3k to be nearby and get one of those shots he normally wouldn't get. A lot of damage. I don't think Av3k's going to chase this down. Is he going to come out? No. Going down to the bottom. Picks up some armor. Keeps himself topped up. You can see Raisy pretty much fully stacked here on as much armor as he can carry and all the weapons he needs.
And the Mega's going to be up soon. That's no doubt why Raisy's kind of running around this area, keeping an eye out for it. Well, Av3k's there to head him off. A little bit of self-damage on the rocket. A couple of errors coming out from Raisy, I have to say. Going into the injection, but unfortunately isn't really able to get much off that. You are stuck in the animation time while you are popping that injection. Still though, Raisy now left on this Nyx. One champion left. We can see it happen. I mean, one Nyx versus an Anarchy and Solag. I mean, it will be difficult, but the Ghost Walk will be really good for A, getting away from Anarchy, because he does such a good job of just chasing you down, but also avoiding that damage from Solag. If you start to take that acid damage, popping the Ghost Walk, becoming immune to damage, just to nullify it, it's going to be huge. Oh, no.
Hang on, Av3k.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 back-to-back rails on a target that small from that far away. That was some good play.
I think sometimes it can be underestimated just how hard it is to rail Nyx, especially from that distance. He has got one of the smallest hitboxes in the game.
Say a thing or two about that.
Well, invited to DreamHack Denver for a reason, and on the verge of qualifying for a reason. It's going to be 1 round each. But once again, the first champions, they can be a little bit different. Solag versus Nyx. Now, this was the exchange that sort of benefited Av3k. Obviously, it's not going to be a major factor in the champions themselves in that situation. He just played super well, but...
I mean, Raisy was able to get the first frag in the last round, you know, thanks to Acid, thanks to Av3k. Unfortunately, you know, just, I suppose, like, barely stepping into it, but still, it was more what happened immediately after that Raisy seemed to struggle with. So if he can play the start just as good and make sure he gets that first frag, he should still be fine.
Well, a matter of having to recover, that's when it gets so hard. Against a champion like Solag, where she has so much health and armor natively. You know, if she gets a good start and she takes out one of your champions, now you're forced to sort of make elements of a comeback when she's fully stacked, and it's a big order to try and pull through, but getting caught mid-air, Raisy took a chunk of damage in that fight, and a rail!
He did, but he jumped down, and Av3k is still there, and Av3k's going to make him pay the price. Raisy's over-aggression really starting to bite him now, and Av3k is just always there, ready to punish him accordingly.
But I think that's what it's coming down to. Av3k is, it's the awareness, it's the fact that he is ready for how aggressive Raisy wants to be. And he just gets tagged by a raw rocket. This has been a quick round, 1 minute and 2 frags down already.
Indeed, and Av3k knowing exactly what weapon to use in that situation, pulling out the rocket, getting all that damage on what was quite a freshly spawned Anarchy.
I've got work to do.
Oh, that was an ambitious shot, but you miss every shot that you don't take.
Yeah, especially in a situation like that. May as well go for it, why not?
Well, the problem is, things are now massively stacked against Raisy. You know, I said before about neither player being able to really build up that much momentum, but this round is a completely different story. Av3k has just been running away with it, and is now up 3 champions to 1 in round 3. I mean, this is a sort of best case scenario for Av3k, really.
Even though Raisy is able to take these power-ups, I feel like Av3k is just sort of just putting a chokehold on him. He doesn't really need to be particularly far away to just at least have his presence known. Like, one good rail like that will undo every ounce of Mega. He's going to be stuck in Ghost Walk. Is Av3k? He's going to stay patient. No, he's not going to follow that one through. He's going to try and sort of establish a bit of distance instead. Doesn't want to overcommit to that heavy. Kind of knew Raisy was going to take that one.
Well, we are only still 2 minutes into this round, so we have plenty of time left for Av3k to play the clock, but so far hasn't really hinted at all that that's the kind of game style he's wanting to enforce yet. Still though, Raisy being able to control both the Mega and the Heavy, that's going to be a good potential for him to maybe start a comeback, knowing he's going to have that stack, because if it's going to be the same champion versus the same champion, if you're going to always have more health and armor, then you will be a little bit better off.
Does Raisy commit? Oh no, misses the rail!
I mean, we can see that neither player has Ghost Walk here, but do they realize that? Oh, and Av3k is going to get a clean 3 frags in a row. And that's going to be another round towards him.
I'm willing to bet they were both aware of the potential of those Ghost Walks being down, because, I mean, they both stayed to that fight, right? But
they didn't seem to hesitate. They both seemed to commit to it very early.
Oh, yeah. But I feel like what Av3k's done a fantastic job of in this entire match so far is just, in some cases, if Raisy's behind, just let him take the Heavy, let him take the Mega. If you're both Nyx, and Nyx doesn't get a massive amount of extra health or armor from the Heavy and the Mega itself, if Av3k's able to just hit those rails, or hit those really crucial shots from a distance that pretty much undo that damage, I think Av3k is completely content just staying patient and allowing Raisy to go in positions where he knows he's going to go.
Like Raisy was prioritizing getting stacked up as much as possible before even collecting most of his weapons there. You know, sitting there with just an LG, but sat there for a considerable amount of time just waiting for the armor. Looks like Raisy's really favoring just getting as healthy as he can. I mean, Av3k has been winning the majority of these 1v1s now, but it hasn't been by much. So if Raisy makes sure he goes into those fights with more health and more armor every single time, he's less likely to just lose those straight up 1v1s with the same weapons in those situations.
It's not a huge loss for Raisy, he's still way more healthy. There's There's a chunky respawn time in between the Heavy and Mega so far, so we'll see who's going to make the first move here.
This is an important round for Raisy, though. We are just a few minutes into this one, and Av3k already up 2 rounds to 1.
Oh, wow!
That point-blank rocket. The Ghost Walk is popped. Does Av3k get aggressive? Looks like Raisy isn't even going to hang around to find out.
Do not even give him the chance. Just get out of there as fast as possible.
He's going to know the Ghost Walk is down, though. But is he prioritizing safety here? Just picking up the Mega health. You know the Ghost Walk is still going to be down for a while. Always found him. Does he go for the fight? He is indeed. Is he actually going to get it? Yes. One blob of acid is going to do it. And even then, look, the amount of health and armor that Raisy has left, making sure he was always fully stacked. Helped
but
so well. Hang on a minute.
I was just about to say, there is no way Av3k doesn't know that Raisy barely survived that fight. He spawned right near Rocket. That's the only weapon he needed for that exchange. One Rocket in a Dream, and that's it. They've been able to even things out. The Ghost walks down. Raisy, he's in a spot. But no! Uses the wall jump too early. That was a punishing error to make.
I mean, you said before, right, we did see Raisy mess up a few of those trick jumps, and there, unfortunately, doing the wall jump a little bit too early before actually getting the Mega health and still dying for it.
Well,
he's very close to going down here too. Av3k might be able to just put the final nail in this first game's coffin, but Raisy, maybe there's some nerves are showing through here. We are seeing some execution errors.
That definitely is not the first mistake Raisy has made. He's going to dedicate all or nothing, and it's going to work out. He gets the Heavy as well, so this tick damage, it's not going to hurt him too much.
I mean,
fresh off the spawn! Fresh off the spawn! Fantastically well played by Raisy, and just in the blink of an eye, he made a great turnaround.
That was actually a ridiculous play as well. Like, Raisy was so massively down in terms of, like, champions. Clearly him making a few mistakes. You know, it looked like there was a little bit of sloppiness there, which we don't normally see. So the fact that he was able to still take that round with those mistakes in mind is huge for Raisy. Because if he can take this round and be a clean one map up on Av3k, he's going to know that, right, I'm not even playing 100% right now, and I still took a map. If I just clean this up and play the way I know I can, then that second map could just be minutes away from being taken. Still, though, he has to take this round as yet, and Av3k isn't going to make that easy, as Av3k is clearly not hindered by the current results of the map.
I've got to say, Av3k's accuracy on those rails is playing such a huge part in this sort of general back and forth game. Like, and even right there, you know, lands it back to back. He's going to consistently keep Raisy with less health and armor than he would like.
But I think that's the big thing here, though, because Raisy was able to take a lot of those 1v1s before because he was prioritizing always being fully health,
gets it again,
full on armor. But if Av3k is consistently chipping him down with these railguns, I mean, look, he hasn't got any. Again! He spent so long getting as much health and armor as possible, and Av3k has just still made him super weak.
I mean, nowhere on this map is safe. Av3k knows where you're likely to be. He will just keep that pressure on. But is it going to be enough?
I mean, the Ghost Walk is out there, but there's Av3k go.
He dedicates!
He's chasing it, he's still hitting rails!
Oh no, he's still in the acid! That's so unfortunate! He is likely to go down, but no! Barely enough health to stay alive. That could have been disastrous.
I mean, Av3k almost went from just this godlike play to a complete mistake, but fortunately just one tick away from not dying. That was almost a massive disaster for Av3k. Still, though, his accuracy, you can see the stress he is putting on Raisy right now. Raisy is not allowed to have a moment's peace. Av3k, it's that game of cat and mouse, but it's Nyx.
Well, what the acid,
on the chase.
What the acid did do there was it did kind of allow Raisy to get a little bit of breathing space. So he's not being, I guess, like as harassed as he was beforehand, but Av3k, with that Mega, he's now got access to that and likely to predict by the Heavy, and he's going to try and force him away from it. The second he gets a hold of that, now Av3k is going to be able to once again establish that really sort of like harassment, bully-based game from distance and just keeping Raisy weaker than he wants to be.
Still, though, didn't miss that, or didn't connect that rail, I should say. Raisy's still here, fully topped up, 100 health, 100 armor. Even though Av3k was able to control the stack, just because Nyx naturally doesn't really have as much as Sorlag, still not going to be as healthy.
But I mean, if Raisy, now he's got a rail himself, if he's able to go back and forth, doesn't connect any of the acid. Ooh, and he puts a foot in, but I think he'll happily take the ticking damage just to guarantee the kill. I mean, that's going to be worth it any day of the week.
I mean, Av3k is just calculating this damage perfectly. As soon as he realizes that Raisy is not in a position that he should still fight, Av3k is chasing it. This is exactly what we see Raisy do to other people, and Av3k is doing that to him right now. Oh, catch them behind Raisy! Maybe he thought he had the jump on him, goes to inject, but cannot shoot at the same time, and is momentarily a sitting duck, and Av3k takes another frag down, and Raisy is forced to make another comeback. That's going to be so risky. I mean, you even saw Raisy, that slight hesitation before he even thought about collecting that LG. He knows Av3k's likely to be there. He's bullied straight off it. The problem he's going to have now is it took him a little bit of extra time to get that LG. But he has got it. That's the important thing. Av3k. He's been this potentially. Oh, misses another one back to back. Av3k has to try and sort of go and top himself up now, it seems, but won't take him too long.
Trying to really keep him away from this.
Oh, he's following him. He's got him. He saw him come out. This could be a really good fight for Raisy, and he will take it. There we go, coming out of the shadows, taking that first frag of the round for himself. But Av3k still with that massive champion advantage. Knows he's caught him here. He's going to know that Raisy doesn't have Ghost Walker. Raisy knows, and he gets aggressive. Oh! Sequence of rockets, and Raisy, out of completely nowhere, takes the fight he knows he can't afford to run away from, and now he's evened things up. Oh, and he gets a direct rocket as well. That entire sequence was utterly ridiculous. And qualify for DreamHack.
Well, here we go. This could potentially be the final map. Raisy, as we really expected, especially on this map, Sorlag first. I'd be surprised if we don't see Raisy go with Sorlag first every time. I mean, I mentioned it earlier on, all he really needs is an LG. If he spawns near Mega, happy days, and Raisy has actually been able to do exactly that. He's more than enough resources to get the job done this early.
The one time he wasn't able to get the first blood of the map was the time that he didn't pick Sorlag. So clearly something he needs to do, or feels like it's his strongest option. But Av3k already hitting 2 rails, knowing that Sorlag is likely to be quite weak now, but the heavy armor will see to that, no doubt. Mega health will be up soon. Is Raisy taking this fight? Of course! Ghost Walker's popped already. Is this aggressive use? Looks like maybe. Oh, what a shot! Av3k, I mean, that was dangerous for him to sit there. Av3k didn't have any armor. If Raisy was looking and predicted him to stay there, he could have died in one rail, but that's the kind of read you need to make. And Av3k, with that confidence, is going to get that hit on Raisy first and keep him chipped down. So as much armor as you can take away from Sorlag will make your job a lot easier when it comes to taking her out.
No doubt Raisy's going to be able to sort of hear that movement from Nyx. Laying out the Mega. Ooh, not only was it uncontested, but taking a rail in the process.
Heavy armor, always a risk to take that on this map. Unless you have some way to, I suppose, safely secure it. But
it was a good call from Av3k, really, to sort of land that rail.
Shot.
He's going to chase that one down. There is no Mega to take. Raisy is not in a great position. And he was swiftly taken out. But I think that entire sequence was great from Av3k, sort of acknowledging the fact that Raisy taking that rail was unlikely to stay there and fight for the heavy. And after heavy was taken, I mean, there really was nothing he was going to be able to take. And again, catches a quick frag on the Anarchy too. Doesn't quite get the spawn he's after, but he's still got a great lead here.
Oh, this is what we saw before. Av3k going for that just supreme aggression on Raisy. That's that Raisy style, and Av3k is doing it back to him straight away. Raisy going through the door, but can't quite get there.
That one, did so much damage. And the final rail that he had left, he only had one more shot, and that was all he needed to finish off that first round.
Calculated from the start. Av3k planning it, and knowing he was going to be left with one rail. Might not get too far into this.
Well, you never know. You never know how far ahead these guys
have
playing the game.
At a specific moment. Still though, heavy armor. Oh, Av3k took a little bit of damage, but Ghost Walker is forced out. If Raisy can catch him now, he should guarantee win the fight. It looks like he knows it. He's chasing him down. Raisy shouldn't lose this, but no. Raisy is going to get the first frag for sure. And that's that awareness, right? Realizing that there was no way of Ghost Walk being a thing. Oh, Av3k with the cheeky stuff, trying to get that blade, that gauntlet kill.
Yeah, if he hit the teleport at that moment, that would have been pretty much a free kill, but not today. And on an exact reverse of what we saw in the first round, Raisy's pretty much doing the exact same thing back.
So that Av3k got on, getting a little bit of the acid spit at the end, but still actually came off worse in that trade health-wise. Raisy definitely sort of won it there, and Raisy now with a huge lead. A very aggressive game. We saw a lot of timeouts last week, a lot of sort of going down to the final second, a lot of overtime. But this, starting things off, it's been almost, less than 2 minutes per round so far. It's been very, very cutthroat.
Well, I feel like with these two players, particularly Raisy, on this map, you can sometimes really expect those fast, rapid-fire matches.
Playing patiently definitely isn't Raisy's style so far. But, it works for him. Said before, he has sort of had an increase in success over the last couple of months. The more he's really grinded the game out and really established this game plan.
It's very important for Av3k. Staying super healthy. Needs to make sure he's got as much of a stack as he can, because if he's sort of even on health, it's going to be so difficult when there's three champions left to take out.
Av3k has been in this situation a lot before already against Raisy, where he's had 3 champions to 1. It seemed like a guaranteed win. All he's had to do, in theory, is take out the last one. But Raisy could not have been making it more difficult. But now it's the other way now. So it's Av3k that has to make that kind of comeback, and Raisy has that 3 champion advantage.
Well, the issue you're likely to have is that if it's Sorlag versus Sorlag and you survive with barely any health, you know that your next opponent is going to be either Nyx or Anarchy. And both of these players have been known that they can do the maths. Even if they've lost a champion, they'll chase it down the second they respawn. So you've got to make sure that you're not putting too much resources into that one frag, because that one frag might guarantee you getting taken out seconds later.
Maybe Av3k going in for that rail, but Raisy sort of, I suppose, baiting around the corner there, showing a little bit, and then running back in again. Now, it looks like Raisy is actively not really looking for the fight as much as we normally see him. I think this is that different style. One of those blobs connecting, doing a lot of damage, goes to the rocket launcher, but still Av3k on 2 health. It's Raisy realizing, no, looks like Raisy himself went away to heal up. Doesn't want to overcommit too much and accidentally die for it, but Av3k still very much weak now. Only 50 health to work with and no armor at all. If Raisy can catch him now, it should be game over.
I don't think Av3k's gonna potentially
I
was about to say, it's probably safe to assume that he didn't want to make any noise. Just in case he was round the corner, and unfortunately he was. And unfortunately all he had to do was just sneeze on him at that health.
Or Rocket. Rocket can do a little bit more damage than a sneeze, I assume. Still, huge for Raisy that round, getting one on the board, tying things up now. Basically use 2 more of those. We can get the Ghost Walk out of, tries to shoot the asset up. But still, no Ghost Walk use from Av3k. Av3k keeping his cool, not panicking, knowing he's unlikely to die immediately.
I feel that was quite brave. Av3k also didn't use his Ghost Walk. He normally in the last round, he got caught in the exact same kind of situation where he was on the heavy, and he popped the Ghost Walk, just almost like guarantee taking it, but then the second it disappeared, Raisy knew he could dedicate to that fight. Av3k with the immediate adaptation to save it and try and get out without it. So now if he gets caught in a bad situation, he's got that defensive mechanism that he did not have in the last round.
Oh, really good shot from Raisy.
It's going to undo all that mega too. Yeah, it's going to be 30 seconds until Av3k gets another chance to heal up like that.
Oh, the armor is there, but you have to be very careful taking it. So you are quite vulnerable at Raisy, realizing that Av3k wasn't likely to shoot him at that exact time. Going to pick it up for free. Nice and safely. A lot of health and armor now. Raisy can afford to look for a fight. That's what he's going to do. The Ghost Walk is there.
He's chasing it. Oh, doesn't quite get the prediction.
Oh, that would have been such a good shot, but Av3k was already out of there. Realized the shot miss. She's not going to have Ghost Walk though, but he did get the mega health, and he's going to die for it. Avik manages to take that frag. So you get that beyond. No. Actually looks like he was able to pick up some health anyway. Raisy caught in a very bad position here, already forced to inject. Is he going to get the kill? Oh, he did trade it, but Avik is still going to have a champion advantage.
If you've got that champion advantage, a 1-for-1 kill will be a trade in your favor. But fresh off the spawn, tries to assassinate. That just goes pear-shaped in so many ways.
Although Avik has just respawned and is seemingly looking for a fight immediately. Raisy, because he is Nyx, is already able to get heavy armor and a lot of health up. Misses one rail, that can be a huge miss if Avik chases this.
I mean, Avek's got control of Mega, he's got the LG, he's got Acid Spit. Raisy still hasn't got Ghost Walk. If he catches him now, he is in heaps of trouble. Has to try and catch him first.
Easier said than done, but he has found
here we go.
The acid comes through, so much of it is connecting. He's going to die if he doesn't pick up health right now. He backs himself into it, but Avik gets a lovely rail around the corner into the next round. Going to be going down in his favor. This is the map that Avik picked and is kind of showing why now, I think. It's 2-1. He goes in the lead. That was such a good shot as well. Such a crucial shot. And so well played by Raisy to back up into where he knew health was going to be. He had 1 HP. He needed health there and then, but still wasn't enough. Avik was that 1 step ahead.
Fresh off the teleporter, but kind of expecting him to be there. The problem with that Ghost Walk is you really can't choose when to come out. So if you know they're going to activate it, that's a free heavy, and there was nothing he could do about it. Raisy was going to collect that any day of the week.
Some health pickups from Avik, but Raisy decides not to chase it. I think maybe he just didn't have the weapons he needed to get the right amount of damage. He seemed to have a machine gun at the time.
Avik, this is such a crucial round for him. He is 1 map down. And just to remind anyone at home that's just tuned in, 1 map down currently. He needs this round to tie things up, but kind of knocked himself into the air. Unnecessary damage taken.
You say unnecessary, I think that was a bit of a cheeky idea though. Raisy using the tri-bolt, trying to get some, I suppose, mini rocket jumps in the go. Looks like Avik is chasing this. How hard is he going to chase this down though? He didn't commit too much. But using that tri-bolt to try and get that extra height to maybe hit Avik at an angle he wasn't ready for, that was such a good idea. It's a shame it didn't pay off, but nice to see players thinking outside the box a little bit.
At this level of play, in some ways you have to. Players will start to know each other so well. Even the smallest alteration of how you tackle a map will be something they just may not think about.
Still though, Dead even in a minute and a half almost into this round.
Both abilities have come online too.
This could be the final round of the map if Av3k takes it, but if Raisy doesn't, if Raisy does, I should say, it's going to go down to that 2-2 final round potential situation, match point for Raisy, but we'll have to wait and see if we can
Well, Raisy was on the back foot multiple times on Blood Covenant, and we all know what just happened there. So absolutely not a player to be counted out. There's the jump pad. Would have heard that. Springs the trap. Respectable damage before he's popped the Ghost Walk. He chases it down. He's no doubt going to dedicate, but he's stuck in the air. Forced to use his acid spit. But it's not going to be enough to win that 1 versus 1. Av3k alive.
Still though, has the heavy armor but very little health. If Raisy can find him now, that Ghost Walk isn't up for a while. But Raisy just has to find him before he tops up his health too much. Looks like he's almost completely done it though.
Where am I?
Oh, aggressive Ghost Walk.
Trying to get that unchallenged rail, I think, but not quite.
Yeah, you can see Av3k being careful. He knows he has that champion lead. He has a little bit of stack on the armor, but mega health did go to Raisy. Av3k's going to have to be careful here.
Halfway through, it's quite uncharacteristic of these two guys so far. We're half a round in and only 1 frag on the table.
It could be both players realizing that they are playing for something quite substantial here. But even then, like it probably is just that, you know, shifting styles. There's only so long you can do the same thing.
Oh yeah, adaptations have to be made.
Especially at this level of play.
Here comes the blood run. In the middle of that map, Heavy's just about to spawn.
No, you don't.
To reappear, but expecting him.
Oh, reappear with the gauntlet. That
Oh,
was cheeky attempt.
humongous damage on that rocket!
Okay, if Raisy can chase him now, it looks like he's actually going to do a good job of... No! Av3k decided to sit there and stay.
That was a good call. But did he stay there a bit too long?
No, it looks like Raisy didn't follow him around the corner.
That was
actually
brave.
really well played from Av3k. I mean, it was dangerous to just sit there, but he made that read that Raisy was going to follow through the teleporter. Very smart to keep himself composed.
It's one of those moments where if that didn't work, and they just stood there and watched you, you know, it would have been one of those things where, why didn't I just move? But I love the confidence.
Heavy armor pickup also. Both players not going to have Ghost Walk for a significant amount of time. Oh, hang on a minute. No, just used. Must have just come back.
Trying to use it to seize the mega.
Well, at the very least, now it's going to be gone for a while. As he could cycle around some of those hourglasses again, but we'll have to see if that's what he sort of prioritizes. Looks like Av3k is just playing to make himself very unpredictable right now. Looks like Raisy's having a hard time on discovering where he's likely to be.
But I mean, you guys just heard that 1 minute warning. The pressure's going to be on. It's kind of like what we saw on Blood Covenant. I kind of feel like in some ways,
No, you don't.
Av3k, he may be content letting him take those power-ups. He was able to sort of just keep control from distance, but it doesn't quite work out. That one rail was all Raisy needed to just keep that push on.
Did you see that cheeky wall jump in the air as well from Raisy? Just making himself that a little bit harder to hit. It seems to be really good. Those sort of 1v1s when both players are favoring the rocket. To be able to change your sort of jump trajectory, I suppose, and delay when you hit the floor. It can be so useful for surviving those situations.
Well, Doomslayer has the same edge.
Yeah.
Very similar kind of edge.
Less of a simple case of, oh, he's left the ground and we get this guaranteed shot. If you can change when it takes you to get
Ooh, back
Raisy
and
has to
forth.
be careful. Raisy gets hit by any rail, he will die. Heavy armor can stop that from happening though, and the health too. Well calculated by Raisy.
Here
Now
comes
the 1 minute
that sudden
warning
death.
just finished. Yes, sudden death. We start 2 champions each. Raisy needs to win this to make it match point, and Av3k needs this just to tie up 1 map apiece. But it will give Raisy the opportunity to swap map if he wants to. Oh, good
Ooh.
shot. Oh, just missing that one. Didn't actually look like that missed at all.
That's actually a very important rail to make sure that Av3k did not get hit by, especially just getting that mega. So now he's significantly healthier. The fight towards Heavy, but I actually love the fact that Raisy's not really looking to control Heavy just yet. He was going to get a little bit of damage first, force Av3k away from that crucial pickup.
Speaking of which, though, Mega Health could be up any second now. We can see Av3k looking, trying to get it. Maybe he's just expecting Raisy to appear and he's trying to look for a fight. But it looks like Raisy already knows where he is. 15 damage, didn't do a lot by itself, but at the very least lets him know that Av3k was up there.
Now this is quite a significant change from what we've been seeing earlier.
Indeed. Oh, nice rocket though. Sends him through the teleporter, unlikely to follow. But heads off the direction he thinks he's going to go, and that's a huge rocket coming through.
I mean,
Raisy.
1 rail, that's all he needs.
Face it.
Can he land?
Point. Yeah, heavy armor secured.
Could have been such a vital fight If he just landed that one rail, he no doubt would have gone in, but now just in the blink of an eye, Raisy, now he's the one that's in trouble.
That is the beauty of the rail. You hit a couple of them against someone like Nyx, and she is just going to go down immediately. Doesn't matter the stack. Still, though, a minute and a half into the sudden death. The next frag is going to take it. So only one kill is needed for Raisy to tie things up. But Av3k, you know he wants to take the map. Especially after how Raisy was able to take the first one. Doing those amazing comebacks back to back.
Well, it's a level of clutch. You just need to make sure you can stay composed. Now he's got a Ghost Walk available, so he's got that backup plan if it just doesn't work out. But just look at the difference in health and armor. Av3k has absolute advantage here. If they come close, like close range, point blank.
Av3k is literally sitting there though. He's listening.
He's bringing the trap.
He's looking. Oh, Raisy doesn't know. He just saw it, but he was able to see him first. Good situation for Raisy. Is Av3k chasing this too hard? I'm not sure. There's the Ghost Walk. Let's use it. Oh, he just reappears. This is going to be tough for Raisy. That's a lot of stack to get rid of the acid. None of it connected though.
Av3k, I mean, he dedicated so hard to that chase, but he took so much damage in the process. Here comes Raisy. Looking like he might try and turn the tide on this one. But he hasn't got the health! Unfortunate stuff. Nowhere near enough to survive that fight.
Because he won the first map, which was predetermined map, you know, for that round of play. His I suppose, reward is being able to get that last pick on the map, but...
Oh dear.
Aggressively, is Av3k hang around? No, he's going to heal up. But because he won that first game, oh, he's still fighting! Yeah,
I mean, why not?
No time to talk. How rude.
Why not? I mean, he got a good read on the Ghost Walk. Caught him reappearing fresh off the spawn. He is in so much trouble, and I mean, this is it. Do I even need to explain it? This is why this map fits the way Raisy played the game. He's almost got 2 champions down in 30 seconds.
That's exactly what he wants, though. The heavy armor secured by Av3k. That's huge, but Raisy's still here to fight. He knows that injection isn't down, but he's losing a lot of health, and he's going to lose that 1v1, and Av3k just prevailing a little bit more. That heavy armor doing a lot of work to sponge up a lot of that damage, but Raisy has gone back, went straight to the lightning gun, and looked for a fight immediately. That's when the Raisy started.
Oh no!
Anyway, Av3k annihilates point blank. Raisy went for one of those signature Raisy frags, you know, respawn, go straight for LG, look for the fight as soon as possible, and ever so slightly wasn't able to win it there.
But I mean, if you're Av3k, you're going to know that that is the play style that your opponent likes to play. I mean, they've picked this map. Why else? You know, why wouldn't they? They take that style and just look at the turnaround.
That was a 1 minute round.
That was
a 1 minute round for a lot of frags in that small time. But Av3k able to make the best of it. Av3k showing his really versatile right now, being able to play many different ways.
I mean, he knew what he was in for. The second he went on this map, he knew what he was in for. So he's been playing incredibly well. Just the ability to, right, I'm going to be in a fight, so I need to make sure that I'm just aiming better, you know, doing it the old-fashioned way.
Does have the shotgun behind Raisy. Raisy missing a lot of this LG. Ghost Walk. Is this aggressive? Is he chasing it down? Doesn't look like it yet. Av3k's got to be careful. Very little health, very little armor. Raisy, knowing he has that lightning gun in hand, won't have a rocket maybe yet. We know that Av3k doesn't have one yet, but likely to pick one up very soon. Currently quite starved on weapons, to be honest. Only really has a shotgun and a machine gun. But now he's got that big boy weapon.
He definitely needs at least one of those. The super shotgun against Raisy wasn't really going to cut it.
On that Ghost Walk as well, they don't be stuck. Raisy still point blank. Ghost Walk only just about to come back up. Can he use it in time? Doesn't need to. No, he's using it aggressively. He wants to try and finish this one off. Oh, Raisy wasn't ready
confident. No, the rocket at the last minute. I mean, if that was just a little bit more on the mark, we definitely would have seen a frag go in the favor of Av3k instead of himself getting taken out there. That's kind of unfortunate, but Raisy, I mean, he just played that one well. It's kind of hard to hit Sorlag with some of those rockets because, I mean, her bunny hop passive, she's going to be in the air so often. I mean, very much like an Anarchy, those grounded rockets are less likely to do a lot of damage to a champion that is rarely on the ground.
Right, still though, Av3k finally able to get himself an LG, but Raisy's sitting there waiting. He's looking for it. Still there. I think he knows he saw him, but can't really do much with it.
He did lose his Nyx. In the last round, it was the Anarchy that did all the work. So it's not the most impossible thing to ask that Av3k simply does it again.
I think simply might be a little bit of an understatement, but I understand what you mean. You've done it once, you can do it twice, even though it might be difficult. So Raisy being incredibly careful now. He's just looking for that ambush around most of the corners, but that 80 damage rocket, like you were saying beforehand. There we go. Immediately Av3k is getting away. Knows he's got the acid breath out of Raisy. That's actually be a big piece of information.
That's very important. That's very important to know that that's going to be down for a long time, particularly on this map. I mean, he can spring the trap, but he's not going to get the absolute damage output of that spit. And Av3k, more than aware, his reward's going to be not only a frag, but a free mega.
Raisy's Sorlag just hasn't really been able to establish the same level of threat that we normally see it do right now. I think Av3k is playing around it so well. It's really hard for Raisy to utilize it in the ways that normally make it so powerful.
Oh, chunky rocket right there. Almost got the second.
Raisy's going to be back to the wall here, though. He has to be careful. He could definitely win this 1v1, but no! Manages to get out there. I think he maybe popped the injection to get the speed boost and just gets as far away as he can.
I like the way Av3k waited to listen for that audio cue of the injection, knowing that while Raisy's injecting himself, it's going to be kind of safe for Av3k to sort of do the same thing back. No one's going to be able to do damage at that time, but speaking of damage, Av3k has taken a huge chunk. He's got to get out of there.
Looks like Raisy is still chasing, though. We've seen it's a long time before he has the injection back. Ooh! Almost walked straight into a rocket.
Chasing it down with the LG, and he does manage to secure that one.
Still, though, spawn manipulation. Trying to catch him on spawn, do as much damage as he can.
Oh, no.
Oh, ever so slightly dies, but there's the trade. That's going to be 100% in Raisy's favor. He got the frag first, so he will take the round and tie things up to 1 apiece.
Back and forth. It is going completely back and forth, and at this level of play, this late in the tournament, this is what you expected.
That's what you want to see as well, you know. Only one of these guys can make the winner's side, at least, to DreamHack Winter. You know, that's what they're going for, and so far, map 3, 1 round apiece. As close as we were hoping it would be.
I mean, if you qualify now, that's you can sort of, you know, rest easy. You can start preparing. You haven't got the stress of any more matches to play. This is all you need. You know, both players are after that comfort zone.
Let's see why they wouldn't be. LG in the side of Av3k, though. Raisy. Ghost Walk not going to be up for a little while yet, though, so Raisy's going to have the edge there. Question is, does he realize it? And you guys have already seen how impactful it could be between having a Ghost Walker and fight and not having a Ghost Walker for a fight. And
well, it's a matter of life and death, isn't it? I mean, if you have it, you're alive. If you don't, you're dead.
Oh, catches him in the air!
No!
That jump is going to be hugely punished. Actually, is he going to die for this?
But he's still got so much health. Oh no, the acid! Oh dear.
Oh, no, he keeps himself alive barely. Just makes it over the health pickup ever so slightly. Able to keep himself alive. Av3k very low, looking still to fight. Is he going to win it? Is he still going to win this one?
I mean, one tick of LG is all he needs, and he does manage to land the magic little hit he was after.
You know, Raisy was thinking to himself, oh, go away, leave me alone. You're so weak, go away.
But it's just,
take the hint.
It's just great awareness.
And it's like,
if
no,
he's,
LG.
If he's 1 tick away from death, even if he got the armor, who cares? Like, he's gonna go down regardless.
I mean, armor doesn't help you if you have 1 HP. Like, that's just, you got to face the reality. Armor doesn't help you if you haven't got the
If
health.
he gets 1 good rocket.
Ghost Walk again.
Oh, that would have been such a good kill. Those rockets are gonna do a good job of just sort of temporarily keeping Raisy at least just away. Here comes the Mega.
Oh,
nice
the
read.
read on the Mega health. Oh, the teleporter too, Av3k. Oh, that would have been such a beautiful mid-air. Av3k, he's making all the reads, but hasn't quite hit the shots. And that's unsurprisingly going to be a frag for Raisy, to be honest. I think those couple of misses from Av3k were the cause of that, but still, the important thing is he's making the right moves, he's making the right decisions on where he thinks that Raisy is likely to be.
I mean, he doesn't need the acid to kill. He just needs the acid to tell Av3k exactly where Raisy's likely to be, and he's just going to pepper him down with those machine gun shots. He's still behind, too. I actually like the switch. Instead of going in for the Anarchy Mirror, going in for Sorlag first, knowing that during that time the injection's going to be down. So if I catch him early on, doesn't really matter what weapon I've got. A good trail of that acid spit will quickly take out Anarchy with his base stats.
We're actually yet to see that straight up Sorlag shred damage though, right? Of the acid in combination with weaponry. We've seen the odd damage over time make a big effect sort of at the end of a fight, but during the actual exchange itself in damage, we're not seeing too much of the acid doing work yet, but it's just 2 players that are used to playing around it, right? 2 play as many matches as they have, and with this exact lineup of champions being as popular as it is, like, you're going to have to play around that eventually. You're going to have to get comfortable with playing against this. So far, we're seeing 2 players that very much look like that's the case for them.
Here we go, 3 minutes down.
Ooh. It's going to be an interesting fight here, depending on how long they want to stay. Raisy back to the wall with less health, but he does have the injection.
Oh, not really able to juke that one.
I mean, the injection won't help you if you die in 1 rocket. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And Raisy now finds himself with 1 champion left again, but we have seen him make full comebacks with Nyx before, and now it's just 2-1. But a new map, new playground for Av3k.
But the timer is not on Raisy's side at all. Doesn't want to go by timeout, but it's going to be possible.
I mean, I did say I didn't think we were going to see a timeout on this map, but the longer this particular round goes on, the more it looks like I might have been wrong about that.
Well, if he's able to use the timer against him and just sort of play that defensive game, the danger is going to be, if he gets caught in a situation where...
Oh, wow. I mean, Raisy doesn't have Ghost Walk yet. Just ever so slightly about to come up. Yes, it is. Just came back up now. Still 1 minute left. A 1 minute warning. A 1 minute warning, I should say. Raisy, clock is not on his side. Pops the Ghost Walk again.
That could potentially be the last Ghost Walk he has a chance to use in this round.
Question is, how does Av3k play this? He is controlling the heavy and the mega, but so far, Raisy has been doing quite a decent job without them.
Well, the mission here is going to be survival. If you're in a situation where you're forced to fight, if Raisy is able to just press that advantage, then so be it. But I think Av3k, he's going to be content playing as defensively as possible. Force Raisy into having to chase. Or right now, if you can take the fight, when you can get the damage, take it for what it is. I mean, he caught one good rocket, knocked him up into the end. That was the immediate adaptation where, well, he's stuck in the air. He's dead. Why don't I just finish it right here?
That was a perfect decision. Rocket too. The rocket did so much damage, knocked Raisy into a direction he definitely didn't want to be in. And when you've got the machine gun doing the rest, I mean, that's the map though, right? Without a rail, the machine gun's kind of that strongest immediate, like, there's no delay, there's no projectile, it's just you click, the bullet hits. So it kind of, even though the machine gun is usually quite popular, on this map particularly, it does have a great use.
Oh, this is match point for Av3k. If he wins this round, he's going to qualify for DreamHack Winter. Showing us all why, being invited into Denver, I mean, there's a reason for that.
I mean, that's why he's invited, right? It's because he's a sick player. He's looking to make it to Winter just to make sure he's there present for both.
Oh!
But that's going to be the first frag. Raisy is going to get that one read up. And also, that sort of, actually, he's talked about this quite a lot, but if you can get a frag and pick up heavy or mega, or even both at the same time, that is like the best possible outcome for you.
Unfortunately, though, even with that injection, you're only going to survive for so long. Av3k has such little health left. Oh, and it caught him off the guard as well. A great prediction as to where he's likely to run away. Raisy's just prediction on Av3k's movement in this round has been so on point. I mean, he's just been suffocating Av3k, not allowing him to go anywhere without him being there first.
Looks like he kind of wants to chase another injection. Wow, in this entire time of damage, Av3k's actually had time to get 2 injections out.
But you would actually never even guess that he used 2 injections. He's been so weak constantly.
Going to buff up that max health. I mean, yes, slowly but surely. Oh, there's a fight going out. Is Raisy going to win this one? Av3k goes down, but it does cost Raisy his acid breath in the process. Av3k can find him early. He's going to know that acid breath isn't going to be there. So he's looking for him, but the LG's going to be difficult to take. Raisy kind of controlling that LG too. It's going to be hard for him to get the right weapon to take him out. That's the machine gun is going to continue to that much damage. Wow.
Av3k chasing, because I mean, he kind of really, I think he feels like he can't really allow Raisy to get restacked in any way. But at the same time, you can't be over aggressive. You can't really put yourself in a situation where you might, fall for a trap almost just like that. Raisy doing so much damage, and even if Av3k wins this fight, Raisy's going to be more than aware that all he needs to do is just get one good rush fresh off the spawn, and he can take out Av3k with his health. He's got the mega now. So it's not going to be as dangerous at this stage, but that almost went pear-shaped.
Still, the heavy armor going to do a lot of work. Raisy very close to going down here. He's actually chasing this kill big time. He's not walking into too many rockets, but he might still get the frag. I'm sure Raisy trying to find where he is, but he chases him, and Av3k does end up falling down, and that is going to be round 4 done. Last map, last round, first match of the night on stream, and this is exactly what we want to see.
This is a DreamHack Winter round. I mean, that's it. Within the space of 5 minutes, we might have one of our European players locked and loaded for the DreamHack Winter Invitational already.
Raisy starting it off with an amazing prediction rocket, though, knowing that Av3k was likely to go and pick up that mega health. Beautifully played, but still very much alive.
This is quite a significant difference in health and armor. I would be very worried.
Even at this range, I mean, they're sort of just trading the odd machine gun shot for shot, but Raisy has more health. He can afford to take those trades a little bit more.
Even in those previous maps, Av3k did such an amazing job. He did such an amazing job of making sure that the difference in health and armor was nowhere near as significant because of those rails. He was able to just hit time after time. The big problem he's had on this map is, I mean, that playstyle just, it can't work because you're missing such a crucial piece of utility in that railgun.
Speaking of missing, though, none of the acid connects at all in Av3k.
Oh no!
Did he walk into the acid?
He did indeed.
He did again. Av3k just hasn't really been avoiding the acid the same way we normally see players able to do it. Still, though, that aggressive rocket jump to try and follow, but Av3k, he is out of there. He has skipped town. He has no interest in being back here again.
Maybe next time. Maybe we'll see him again.
I mean, next time could be in a few seconds' time. He's
Like right now!
armor, but Raisy is already there waiting for him. But he's yeah, and that's going to be a frag just stolen away from Av3k. Wow.
That was a, I don't care how much of a difference the health and armor is, my rockets are more accurate than yours. Like, that is as simple as that. Fantastically well executed. Av3k is automatically back in the fight, and he gets an LG. What a turnaround! He just needs one more.
That was one of those token Raisy lives. He respawned, got the strongest weapon he could, and went straight for Av3k, but unfortunately that time it didn't pay off. Now Raisy is left with just Nyx again. One champion remaining. He's made this comeback at least twice already, but he has to do it again now. Doesn't have the armor. At this point, he is extremely vulnerable, and Av3k has the heavy armor too. Av3k could afford to be a lot more aggressive here. He smells blood. He's going for him.
I mean, it's a long time until Mega spawns. It is a long, significant time, and the second it spawns, that he runs the risk of just being ambushed by Av3k, who no doubt is going to be waiting for it. Look at how much damage he manages to seal the deal. Av3k from Virtus Pro qualifies for DreamHack Winter.